In terms of side effects, when I was talking about side effects, estrogen is going to be your main problem, right? Some people have higher aromatase conversion than most people, so they produce this aromatase enzyme, and we call it aromatization. And what happens is your testosterone that you're injecting, because of such high amounts, superphysiological amounts that are in your body starts to turn that off into estrogen via the aromatase enzyme. When you see the term AI or estrogen blocker, they typically mean aromatase inhibitor, in which way, whatever function it's doing it's getting rid of the aromatase, lowering your estrogen. So some people, when you're doing a TRT program, is the same as what I just recommended for a first cycle, and you will get positive results from it. And for most people, 90+%, zero side effects, because they're doing this testosterone replacement therapy to just replace your levels of testosterone with what you should have naturally. Now, most people are fine with it, and some people get side effects. So when picking an AI, you have Arimidex, you got Aromasin, and you have Letrozole. These are the three main ones most people know about. Getting into tamoxifen and things like this are more of a selective estrogen receptor modulator, totally different thing. So let's stick with these three. The rule of thumb, when these things were prescribed and made, it's made 1 cc of testosterone to 1 pill per week of whatever combination you're doing. So 1 cc of testosterone and anything would equal 1 pill of Arimidex or 1 milligram, 2.5 milligrams of Femara or Letrozole, and then 25 milligrams of Aromasin. So you have to look at what the generic or the regular prescription was, and you're going to go 1-to-1. If you start noticing sensitive nipples, your acne is getting uncontrollable, you're getting bloated or excess water retention or edema, then you're going to know a lot of that has to do with estrogen, not just the mineral retention. And this is what you would take. Now, aside from this, as you're coming off, the same thing happens. Because you took an exogenous testosterone, when you stop taking it, your natural testosterone is down, almost zero, nil. It's very low. 250 milligrams of testosterone is not as bad. You'd still be producing it during a cycle. But at the same time, your body is trying to raise its testosterone. And in doing this, your counterpart hormone is estrogen. This is going to skyrocket, trying to find homeostasis in your body, and the counter hormone testosterone will eventually raise to match, and then estrogen will come back down. But during this process, there's a lot of mental side effects: acne, water retention, fat retention. You start losing muscle, sex drive drops. So we do something called a PCT, or post-cycle therapy. Post-cycle therapy is just getting your endogenous testosterone back to normal and keeping your estrogen at a healthy level. Now again, at 200 to 300 milligrams of testosterone a week, it should come back relatively fast. However, even if you don't get bad side effects, you can still get mental side effects if it's not just physical. And a way to combat this and come back to normal and keep what you've gained during the cycle, you would do something very minimal. You have a choice to do something called HCG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin. And if you do your lab work post-cycle, you can see your LH, FSH, all these different hormone panels that you see on these papers. They will tell you which ones are low and what you would need to take for a PCT. Sometimes some people don't even need it, but you would wait for the testosterone to be out of your system, which would be roughly 2 weeks. You could start something like an HCG, and I would recommend you would only need 500 units of this stuff, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can even get away with, say, 1,000 Monday and Friday. And what you would do is that first week, that's all you would take by itself. Second week, you would add Clomid or Clomiphene, and you would run this 50 milligrams to 75 milligrams for the next 2-3 weeks or so. And then that last week, after that, say 4 or 5 weeks out, 4 weeks, you would start an aromatase inhibitor such as Arimidex, Aromasin, or a very light Letrozole, but you're only going to do, say, 1 dose during the week. So you could say Wednesday, or split that in half to a Monday, Friday, Monday, Thursday schedule. Because what happens if you took that during your HCG, you can actually interrupt how HCG works in increasing your body's natural testosterone. So HCG works by increasing your body's natural testosterone. That's the primary reason we take this. And then the clomiphene keeps your estrogen low and actually helps increase testosterone as well. And then the AI to combat any negative estrogen effects if your body's still pumping estrogen.